Hello player, I want to present the rule of Vendée 1993. It is a game published by Fellowship of Simulation and designed by Pascal Toupy and Jean-Philippe Barcus. It's important to notice it is I don't want to explain all the rule in details. You can find details in the rule manuals, but this explanation during this presentation is enough to begin to play. So, and component, you can find a lot of stuff, card, mounted map, and lots of wooden cube. You observe Republican side has the blue color, on the Royalist several other color. And the map, okay, sector, and each sector has several area. It is like that or like that, etc. The sector, the Republican sector is in blue, round, okay, but with a border of different color. For example, so the sector of Nantes, it is a blue round with a border, a black border. It is a sector of Nantes. Sector of Saumur, it is with a white border, and the red border, it is a sector of La Rochelle. The other sector here, it is sector for Royalist. And the green, it is Armée du Marais. Yellow, it is Armée d'Anjou, and gray, it is Armée du Centre. Okay, all information is here. Okay, with the color of sector, and important to remember, you have some objective marker. The blue objective marker, it is a Republican objective marker, and the shield represent fortress, and fortress give bonus in defense for Republican. And the Royalist objective, it is in red. Okay. So on the map you find three important terrain feature: the plain area, okay, and you give bonus in combat for Republican in defense. Bocage area give a bonus in combat for the Royalist in defense, and it's possible to occur a attrition check for Republican if an Republican army enter in a bocage area. We see later, and on the marsh area is that, and when you enter in a marsh area, you must stop. You can do nothing more. You find the Loire River, okay, when it give an important bonus in combat for the passive player if the attacker attack through the Loire River. The Royal Road give a bonus in movement, and the Minor Road give a bonus in movement, but only during summer term, okay, the turn 4 to 6. Okay, now we talk about prestige and victory condition. The victory condition for the Royalists, if the end of the game, if the prestige marker it is on the space of 1 or higher, you win the game. And the sudden death victory, it is if control all Republican objective, or if the prestige marker it is at 9 space of the prestige track at the end of the turn. For the Republican victory condition, the end of game, if wins the game, if the prestige marker it is on the space -1 or lower, Or sudden death give victory to it is if control all royalist objective, or if at the end of the game of a turn the prestige marker it is of in -4. How you can earn or lose prestige points? It is after win or lost battle, or you control or lost objective. Okay, just one thing. It is only of the side of the royalist. And if you control Nantes or Cholet, you earned more prestige points. If the Republican side doesn't undergo a battle during a turn, the royalist receive 1 prestige point. Yes, it's good. And for each the toxin marker at the end of the game, and if the royalist leader is killed in action or is captured or whatever, you lose 1 prestige point. Okay, we continue. I want to explain the main structure of the game. Here, the game has 8 turns, and each turn begins by the royalist player and following by the Republican player. And during turn 6 only, the royalist player has a special phase. It is pour Dieu en le roi. He can choose an option. We see later. Following the reinforcement, but no reinforcement for the royalist player during turn 1. And following by event is a very important phase, because the royalist player play 1 card, and with a lot of consequence, following by movement phase, battle phase, and back to the field, because the royalist it is not professional soldier but a peasant, and must return to work in the field, and after finish the turn with victory. Republican player phase is same thing. He begin by reinforcement and play event, so execute movement, bet battle, and special phase. It is barrack, because sometimes you can have some unit in transit, and in transit go to barrack, and means it is like unit in reserve, and after victory go. For example, it is the initial setup of the game. Can be it is the picture of initial setup of the beginning of a game of Vendée 93. Important to say it is each player begins the game with 5 cards. Nothing more. But you can replenish your hand. Each player can replenish their hand beginning of turn 4 and 7. Okay, reinforcement phase, just some words. Royalist reinforcement. Reinforcement, it is not automatic for a royalist. He must spend 1 toxin marker. Royalist has only 5 toxin marker. Okay, simply roll reinforcement dice. Okay, and it is a number of unit received, and he must be deployed on sector. For the sector in green, for the sector in yellow, for the sector in green, in gray. Okay, armée du centre, armée d'Anjou et armée du Marais. And one thing, the little star, it is the possibility to receive a leader. Republican reinforcement, exactly the same thing, but just roll the dice and you receive units, and you must set up on the sector. And if impossible, if a sector is completely held by the royalist, the pieces go, the unit go to the transit space. Okay, and if you receive, if the Republican can receive a leader, he can deploy everywhere, okay, in any sector. Okay, just some word about event phase. Each player begins with 5 cards, and okay, I said again, at start of turn 4 and 7, you can rebuild your hand to 5 cards. It's very, very important, and you must during this phase play 1 card and apply the event. Okay. Important. And for example, London weapon, if the royalists play London weapon, you read the event. Royalist player deploy 3 units in an area they control. Nothing more. Okay, and a card with a sacred head, it is even for the royalist. You can discard, say yes, you can earn 1 reaction point, and you have 2 action point. Okay. It is action point, eventually cube of reaction point, and the symbol here, it is okay for the royalist, or if you have a Frisian cap, it is for the Republican, or if nothing, it is which is neutral. Okay, and one thing is possible to convert 2 action points for 1 reaction point. Okay. Example of cards, simple cards. For example, here you have a card for the Republican. It is a card for the royalist. It is for everywhere. Okay, and you can read. You have here some some different event. Okay. Good event for Republican, good event for the royalist, and good event for everywhere, for everyone. Okay, movement phase. Okay, if you have with action point, with spending 1 action point, you move 1 unit only on 1 force. What is it in force? It's important. It is a leader with 1 or more unit, or a lone leader. Only 1. To move, normally you can move only 1 area, but it's possible to move 2 areas if you go, if you follow Royal Road, or if you can go 2 areas if you follow along a minor road during summer turn. Okay, you must stop if nothing and do nothing else if you enter in a marsh area, or if you enter with an area with enemy cube. Okay, it's possible with a unit, force, or a leader to spend several action points, but you must end if you enter in an enemy, or if you enter in a marsh. So important, if Republican army or whatever enter in a bocage area without a valid road, you must roll battle die, and if you obtain a retreat result, you lost 1 unit on a X, 2 units. It's very expensive, and be careful. Okay, just now I want to present an example of movement. For this example, you Chalbaud, the Republican, has 4 action points here. Okay. And it can move the prestige marker once passed down of the track. It is the royalist player lost one marker, 1 prestige point. So, and he spend 1 action on spending 1 action. He can go along the royal road 2 area, and after he can go to the to this area, but it is a bocage area. He must check. He must do an attrition check, a leader, and in this case he must lose 2 units. Okay. For this movement, he must spend another action point, of course. So just some generality with the leader. This is a leader. Here it is the special capability. Some leader has special capability. Leader is not a unit, is not a combat unit, but you build force or army, if you prefer. Force if you with at least 1 unit. I want to precise, if you spend 1 action point, you can move 1 force with, and in force can contain several units. Is very interesting. Okay, and reinforcement. I say yes, you receive leader if you have a little star on the reinforcement dice. Okay. For the royalists, the sector is very relevant. For the Republican, no problem. You can you can set your leader, place your leader anywhere in any sector, Republican sector. Okay, one thing important, it is a leader survivability check. If a leader is alone in an area with enemy, you must undergo a survivability check. If you retreat, if a leader retreat during the combat, you must undergo a survivability check. There are a little difference, an important difference between retreat and withdrawal. Withdrawal is the decision to quit combat, beginning of the second round on later. We see later. Okay, so you roll a die, a combat die, and if you have a X elimination, the leader is eliminated, and the royalist, if a royalist leader, he lost 1 prestige point, and in a retreat result, it is the leader is wounded and it returned to the reserve. Okay. Yeah, so we just see the main concept of the combat. Combat occur in a disputed area. Combat can last several rounds, but the first combat round is mandatory. Beginning of the second round, only a force, and the leader must plus unit can decide to withdraw, beginning with the active player, and you must sacrifice 1 unit. Okay, and it's impossible to retreat with a force with only 1 unit. Okay, so how to execute combat? Okay, the dice normally is rolled simultaneously. Okay, how many combat dice? Very simple, 1 dice per unit, but with a maximum of 5 dice. the card and the leader can be influence the combat. All is clear on the card on the special capability of the leader. Sometimes the Republican player can defend in area with a fortress, and we have a fortress die. If the passive player is a royalist and is in bocage, but in this case he has the initiative. He roll during the first round. He rolls the dice first and apply the result, followed by the other player. Exactly the same thing for the Republican. If the Republican unit is in a plain area, he rolls the dice first, apply the result, following the royalist. It is not simultaneously in this case, okay? And if army pass enter and if Nantes or Angers is attacked across La Loire in the first round, the attacker has doesn't roll the dice. Okay, only the passive player. Okay, he lost the first round, and only after the first round, the beginning the second round, the attacker and the defender roll the dice simultaneously and applies the result. The passive player suffers the result first. For example, if the two sides receive retreat result, you must begin by the passive player, following by the attacker. Unit retreat, and if the result, it is like a retreat or unit retreat, and if the leader retreat too, he must undergo a survivability check. On X, it is unit elimination. Okay. And the royalist, if won the battle, earns 1 prestige point and lose 1 prestige point if lost the battle. Okay, now I want to present an example of combat. For example, LB launch the attack against Chalbos in Thouars. Okay, here you have a fortress to have 4 units, and Delbé has 7 units. Okay, Delbé can add 1 unit, 1 dice by unit, but with a maximum of 5. Chalbo has only 4 units, quite good, and 4 combat dice, but must add a fortress die because it is on a fortress. Okay, Thouars is a fortress, and it has the objective too. So, okay, in this situation, the combat occurred in a plain area. It gives a bonus for the Republican. The Republican in the first round can roll the dice first and apply the result. Okay, on a retreat and an elimination. Okay, Delbé eliminate 1 unit and retreat 1 unit. Helbé has now 5 units and he rolls 5 combat dice. Very good. And he has a special capability. The special capability, it is to roll one time die, and he obtain here a retreat result. And you have 2 elimination, 2 retreat. Okay, but the fortress can nullify 1 result. In this situation, it is elimination. Finally, Calbo retreat 2 cubes, and 1 cube is eliminated. Okay. Second round, Calbo can't withdraw force because he has only 1 unit. He can sacrifice a unit. But in the other case, if he has 2 units, he can eliminate 1 unit, sacrifice 1 unit on withdraw. Okay. And it's a second round. Delbey rolls 5 combat dice. Calbo rolls 1 combat die because he has only 1 unit and 1 fortress dice. The result. So Calbo can retreat, and Delbey must retreat 1 unit. Calbo must do a survivability check. He is lucky, is alive, and Delbey here can take the fortress. He earns 2 prestige points because he won the battle and he captures the fortress. It is a big objective point, and it was a fortress he can add from the reserve a unit. Okay, some word about miscellaneous rules. Back to the field. It is a special phase for the Royalists only, and begin on turn 2 and later. It is just after the combat phase. The Royalist rolls 3 back to the field dice and must remove the number of units on the dice. Okay, but if you play during the beginning of the turn a toxin effect, or other word, if you have received reinforcement, you take the number above. Okay, otherwise you take the number below. Okay. It's costly, huh? In this case, 8 units disappear. Wow. Barrack occurred just after combat. Is only for Republican unit in transit space go to barrack, and the unit go to the transit space if the sector of arrival for reinforcement is occupied by Royalist. Reaction point is an important feature, an interesting feature of the game. It is you can earn reaction point to buy cards, or to convert 2 action point to 1 reaction point, or if prestige marker for the Royalist is in space 9 of the prestige track, or or during turn 6 by choice, we see just after, you can play reaction phase. For example, here for the Royalist, you can launch ambush in the bocage, you can join operation, march to the gun, etc. A lot of things influence the combat, the game, etc. It can be powerful. And the final thing, it is pour Dieu et le roi, Royalist only. C'est just beginning of turn 6. The Royalists have some option. Okay, I don't want to detail, just you see that during a play. Okay, thank you very much for you watching. Okay, bye bye.